Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so figured I'd do a therapy session. Nothing too major going on. Just woke up this morning and my T-Mobile service was cut off. And this I guess this video is about. It doesn't matter how you get to point B, just as long as you get to point B. Now, initially, my T-Mobile situation. I just woke up. Sorry if I look crazy. My T-Mobile situation was this. A couple of days ago, I called them and I told them that the amount that they wanted me to pay, I was going to split in half because I ain't trying to give y'all that in one setting at all. Just not trying to do it. They've hiked my bill up from $80 to $140, and I honestly didn't make any changes. That's how real that is. I didn't make any changes, and these guys just somehow hiked my bill up to some crazy amount over the last several years since the last time I spoke with them. So my financial situation, my mental situation, I didn't want to deal with anything of that nature. Right? I haven't switched my phone out of sheer stress. That's all it is. I don't feel like going through the stress of learning something new, finding out if I can do these things without having issues with my service. But to be completely honest with you, I don't understand how a phone can become more expensive as it ages. I don't get that. I think that what we have is a time in our existence where I think mobile companies have a lot more power than they probably should have, because they've gone under the cracks amongst the millions of other things that need to be regulated and paid attention to. But these guys have a stranglehold on the game, and because they have a stranglehold on the game, they're doing some bullying. They're doing bullying tactics to try to get people to pay their bills, and they got to try to extort money out of people, or extract is the word I'm looking for. Extract money out of people. So now they cut you off after 3 days and not paying your bill. Now they want to hike on $20 fees on top of $30 fees on top of this. Now they adding new things to your phone that you don't even know are there, making you pay for them. Now it's like, for whatever reason, you thought you had paid off your phone, but for some reason they've stretched out those payments to where you still owe on your phone that you bought a year and a half ago. Like, these are the type of things that I'm looking at and I'm saying, okay, if our government was in a position to focus on things that really zero in on this type of behavior from these corporations, I think we would have a much fairer and balanced consumer experience, because this is some gangster stuff they pulling right here. So anyway, this is what happened to me. So I called them up initially, told them I needed that bill split. They agreed to do so, which was amount, I think it was probably like $71, since the initial payment right now is $141 something. So he said, hey, you know what we can do? We can split it up into 71, and that'll make it easier for you to pay, and that'll make it so that we can get everything straightened out. Cool. I agreed to that. On the phone. Recorded phone. Agreed. Several days later, I call up. They try to hit me with the extraction of $141. They didn't get any success with that because it wasn't $141 in the account at the time, thank God. So when that didn't happen, when they couldn't extract that money, which doubled the amount we agreed, they cut me off. No questions asked. And the only thing you can do when they cut you off, of course, is call them. So that's exactly what I did. And at that time, they told me that even though I had made the agreement on the phone, on a recorded phone call, that they couldn't access that phone call or the information on it, so they wanted me to pay either the full amount or a $101 fee to get it turned back on. All right. So I'm sitting here like, wow, these guys are really telling me they can't split that thing in half, when the other guy 2 days ago told me that he would split the thing in half. So why is it that you guys can't do it versus these guys? I think the answer was because they refused to. But nevertheless, they kept me on the phone to agree to $101 to turn my stuff back on, because honestly, I need my phone for a million different reasons, including the fact that it's the only outside connection I got right now. So if I don't have my phone, I don't know where I'm at or where I'm going. And they know that. They know there are a lot of people out there like me, and this is why they have these type of tactics, because they know we're going to cave and pay whatever we need to pay. Or even if it's something that hurts us financially, we're going to be strangled to do it, because a lot of us need our GPS. A lot of us shop online with our Amazon. A lot of us get our medication online. A lot of us do everything online. So it's like, because these corporations, these T-Mobiles, they know this, They're using gangster tactics to get extra money out of the consumer. And I was listening to my friend of mine telling me of her experience. They charged her, she has a family line situation. They charged her quadruple for a family line, then tried to debo her into paying that when she told them that was not something she agreed to nor wanted. They told her they couldn't get her lines restored until she paid the outstanding amount. No cuts. They couldn't do nothing for her in terms of cutting the price down. She fought the thing. She was able to get them to do right eventually. It's the exact same thing that happened to me. So they tried to, I guess, again, extract 101 from the account. And either it didn't go through or they never tried. And they let the time lapse instead of trying to access that initiation. They were waiting for me to manually do it. I think that's how that actually worked this time, because I didn't get no notification saying they tried anything. They tried to manually do it sometime around last night, 11 o'clock, or wanted me to. Didn't send me no notification saying, hey, you need to pay this right now or we're going to turn you off. So last night around midnight, they turned me off. I uploaded one of them big old long Laker videos that I'm just uploading now. I tried to, and it just wouldn't go through. So I realized what had happened. And instead of calling them last night, I said, I'm going to go to sleep. I don't want to deal with anything like that. So I obviously dealt with it this morning, called them right now. And, made the phone call, told them what it was, told them what the initial problem was, told them what had happened and what they had agreed upon and what they refused to honor. And then from there, she told me that she wanted me to pay $141. I told her that money wasn't in the account, so that wasn't possible. But I can pay a lesser amount. She was like, well, what did you agree to? I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember, because I'm sure as hell not about to tell you 101, because that obviously doesn't work in my favor. Whatever the amount is agreed to, we're going to agree to something else right here. I didn't say those words, but basically, I don't remember. But I do need this turned back on. I have financial situations that would make it so that I can't pay the entire amount. Would you just get me back on? That was basically my thing. And she was like, well, why don't we split it in half? I'm like, you can do that? Like, are you freaking serious? Because that is what I initially agreed to, which they told me they would do, which they reneged upon. Then I agreed to the bullcrap because I'm going to cave because I need my phone. It didn't go through because God had bigger plans. I called them up today, asked them to turn it back on, and they give me the plan that was initially for me that they reneged upon because they're greedy. God had bigger plans. So I wanted to document that. I wanted to document that because I was appreciative of the fact that it worked out in my favor. Some of the stuff that has happened lately has not, as you guys know, and I've documented. But it's also time to talk about these corporations because consumers need to make their presence known. This is something that's slipping through the cracks. There are a lot of things that the government and SEC and all these guys have to pay attention to. It's a lot of things that they refuse to pay attention to. Mobile companies extracting money from consumers who need them and them using tactics with that leverage in mind, I think it's disingenuous. I think it's bullying tactics. I think it's hurtful to the community of people who are dealing with this liquidity crisis that we're dealing with right now. Those are trillionaires, and they are poking at the little guy because the little guy needs them. If that isn't bad energy, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. And these are the type of tactics that I think need to be spoken about. I will use my voice while I'm alive to speak out against these things that slip through the cracks. These little things that we deal with on this level that are meant to solely keep us broke, keep us stressed, and keep us working our asses off until we lose it. That is what that's about. And so I know it's about that. And I understand that I also benefit from what they provide. So there's a balance. It's like if you don't want what they have, if you don't want to pay what they're asking you to pay, you live without what it is that they have. But see, what they know is that that's not necessarily how this world works today. And because they are needed by the people, there should be a grace given to them by the people as a service, if that's what it is that they're providing. Because if they're not providing a service, then what else are they stealing from us? What could they be providing? If they're using these tactics to gain money, the one thing I've learned fighting the stock market situation that I've been fighting for the last year and a half is that if somebody's willing to cheat you in one way, chances are they're willing to cheat you in 8 other ways as well, and you just ain't found them other ways. That's what I've learned. Cheater gonna cheat multiple ways. They're gonna hedge their bets against everything, and they're gonna make sure they have multiple ways of getting what it is that they're getting. So, T-Mobile, that's what I think of you. I do appreciate the service. I understand that I need you in order to communicate with my people and to keep doing what it is that I do. But to be completely honest with you, you guys are bullies. You guys are bullies. You're bullying millions of people all over the country and all over the world. I'm willing to imagine, since you've done this to me and you did this to my friend. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. And if my circumstances were a bit different, I would have left you guys a long time ago. Long time ago. Problem is, I don't trust any of the other guys either because they work the same way you do, and this is the problem. Consumers are tired of it, and it's going to get to a point where me personally, I'm going to start weeding out some of the things that I don't need in my life. That being one of them. $141 bill that I agreed initially to $81 a month. That's not something I need in my life in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I want to say about the situation. I'm going to be doing what I need to do in my life to get my circumstances straightened out so that I don't need to be attached to corporations like this or people that behave that way or anything like that in my life. One of the things I'm trying to do is extract that type of energy at all costs. If that means I live without my phone, we're going to be meditating on how to make that happen. I'm so serious. Because what I ain't going to do is adhere to those tactics by people who have way more than I'm able to even obtain. Nah, not while I'm alive. We're going to fight that. That's one of the things I'm here to do, is fight bull crap like that. So, my name is BDF 44. This has been my therapy session. I thank you all for watching.